I'll have. So the more and more now you can see, right?
Yeah, I can see.
The more and more either decimals or integers we are going to increase, it is going to truncate only the decimal values with float. Clear on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. If it is going to, if something like, if you increase this also, what it is going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 5 plus 1, 2 only it is going to display. Okay. It will not throw any overflow exceptions, but however, it is going to store only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.12. How many ever you. Suppose you are going to increase more integers, integral value. It gives preferences to the integers, saying that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.1 it will display now. The 12 rows separated. Now if you see 0.1 only we get. See with this one. Okay. With each of these two. Now if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that 0.1 will also become rounded. So with each of the execute each of the statements and then just check from your end also. Okay. I'm going to still see. The decimals are completely. So it is all system law. Okay. Suppose if you are going to increase this to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, how it is going to store? It will be in the exponential format. It is going to store. Okay. By default, system will convert it into exponential format 1.23456 into exponential into 10%, something like this. How Excel will become in the similar situation. Okay. After all the decimals were done, it gives integers preference. After the integer was done, if you are going with more, then it will give it in the exponential format. This is the float one. Okay. Float will never give you any memory exceptions and all, but it converts the value the way it wanted, the database wanted, and it will store in that. It will be difficult for the user to interpret, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is clear on this one, Andy? Shall I move it? Hello? Hello? Kaushik, are you there?
Hello. Yeah.
Clear on this one, Andy? I think there might be some latency in between. I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah. Shall I move it with the decimal then now? Let's clear this decimal.
Voice break.
Let's discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So decimal, as I told, overflow exceptions comes when it will come exception. Okay. And it gives preference to the decimals. It gives preference to decimals. So I would recommend you to go through the recording, and it will be difficult for me to revisit every chapter tomorrow. We'll directly go to the data. Okay. ఒకసారి recording చూడండి, even if you did not get a chance to practice. So it gives preference to decimals over integer part. Meaning the length is fixed. If the length of this one is exceeding beyond, it will go on an exception, overflow exception. Okay. Length of the total digit is fixed. Okay. If it exceeds, overflow exception. All right. So now let's see how decimal behaves. CGPA is a decimal one, right? If you see, where is our information underscore schema dot columns. CGPA is a decimal value. Decimal, how many decimals? We have just decided. Decimal of 10, I think. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear me, right? I was trying to internet strength. It got connected to.
అంటే వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది మీది.
అవునా? One second. It is connecting to either. Now is it fine అండి? Hello? Yeah, I think, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
Connected to another network then. So decimal is two values, but that's what we have given. But the total value should be 10. Okay. Number of precision radix is 10. Okay. Number of numeric precision is 10 and numeric scale is 2. So this is precision and then 2, meaning there will be 10 digits total it allow. Total it would allow, out of which 2 should be decimal. Okay. Now let's start updating the values of decimal. Float is tricky to explain and the decimal are also tricky to explain again. Dates is a bigger data type. And then constraints. So ఈ అయ్యాక మనకి మళ్ళీ అప్పుడు ఒరిజినల్ దాంట్లో. This one was all added. Now I'm just seeing CGPA. What is decimal one? We have 2 digits of final for me. Okay, 1234.12. Let's add 1234.12 and total should be 10 digits. Okay. Now if you see 1234.12, total is how much? 6 digit only. So it is going to store CGPA as. Do not think it is a original CGPA or whatever it is. I just wanted to show that how it behaves only. Okay. So I'm just changing it as something like this. Okay. 1234.12, it just saved appropriately. Now, increase by one more point in decimal, 1, 2, 3. Okay, what it will do? It is going to truncate the next value, 1, 2, 3, it will truncate and it will store only 1, 2 only because we have clearly defined it is only 2 values that are the precisions, right? Even it says
Yeah.
updated, it is going to truncate. But if you have given something like 1234.126, what it is going to do? It is going to round it off to the previous number and it will display the 2 values. Like, instead of 1, 2, it is going to display 1, 3. That rounding will happen.
Okay.
Okay, that also into. If not, it is truncated, it will happen. See.
Yeah.
Okay, clear on this one? Now,
Yeah.
if I'm going to, because the 2 decimals 2 are fixed for me, if I'm going to increase the length by 5, 6, 7, 8, until here it is fine. How many are there? 8 plus 2, 10 digits it is going to accept. Okay, what it is going to do? It is going to store in the same way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.13. 13. Because after 2, it is going to round it off to the previous number. If it is like less than 5, obviously it will truncate and it will store only 1, 2. Now, if I'm going to increase one more value in the numeric 1, what it will do now?
Error.
Total became more than this. So here, remember, even if the total length over here is more than 10, it did not throw any error. The reason, after decimal, if you increase any number of digits also, it will consider only 2 digits and either it will truncate or round it off to the previous number based on your, greater than 5 or less than 5, or regular math or rounding it off. So if you see this one, ideally, it is length is more than 10. Still, it did not throw any exception. The reason, it is only after decimals, how many ever digits you give, It only considers 2 digits and it is going to round it off to the previous number if it is more than 5. Otherwise, it will truncate. Okay. But the exceptions will not be thrown. But here it is like, 1, 2, 3, 4. The total length is more than 2. What it is going to do now? Okay. How it is going to
Yeah.
store? Let's see. It throws an exception because length of the total length of the digit is entire digit is greater than 10.
Okay.
In the numeric part, it cannot truncate or it cannot round off, right? So it throws an arithmetic overflow exception.
Yeah.
Clear on this one, Andy?
Yeah.
Even if the length exceeds after the decimal ones, it will not throw. But integral value, if it exceeds, together integral value, if you are going to increase the integral value, together integral values, if it exceeds, then it is going to throw an exception. Okay?
Yeah.
Clear
Mhm.
that? So that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the decimals, difference between decimal and float and all. So now I would highly recommend you to please go through the recordings. I'll be sharing it. Today we discussed a lot of things. I think 3 to 4 hours session or it just happened, but we could cover much. And decimals is also done. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss on date functionality. Okay. And we have discussed extensively on difference between Oracle and SQL Server also for the commit and rollback. So ideally it was done yesterday itself, but we discussed it with respect to Oracle also that. Otherwise, date would have also been covered today. Okay.
Yeah.
Date and
Yeah.
constraints tomorrow we'll discuss. And so mostly
Okay.
constraints 2 days it will take. If it is done, then I think we are good with the basic SQL. Then we can start with the subqueries, ranks, ranks, and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the data type is something that we can discuss in detail, the date functions also. Okay, we can club this with the date function. Okay, and then we'll see. Okay. This subqueries, correlated subqueries, rank, dense, and all. Okay, Lindy. If we are done with the SQL, then we are good. This one would be a kind of informatic only. We will see. Look up transformation and all that stuff. Okay, Andy. Yeah. Thank you. I'm just stopping.
Okay.
Any
Thank you.
doubts so far?
లేదండి. It's clear. I'll